right, for sure. For sure. What's up?
I mean, now that I know, obviously saw you after the game in Phoenix. Now that you've had a couple days to kind of digest, reflect. What's just kind of your initial thoughts on the season and what this team was able to accomplish?
I mean, I think we had an amazing season, right? I think obviously it didn't end the way we wanted it to end, but I mean, I think still something to be proud of for sure.
And kind of in everything that happened between, games 3 and 4, what was kind of like the message within the group, to go out there and, play without fee, but for fee, and kind of, keep that game 4 really close down to the end?
I mean, I just think that's who we've been. We had to play games without fee before, so we understand how we have to go out, what we had to do. Didn't end in our favor, but, I mean, we went out there, we played hard. That's all you can ask for, right?
I think the second tier of not being in this from a fan perspective is the fear that we won't see this team all together again the next time y'all take the floor. Do you have any concern, or do you want to remain a Minnesota Lynx? You, Courtney Williams.
Oh, me? Okay. I mean, of course. Right? I love being a Lynx. Right? But I think it's exactly what you said, right? There's so much uncertainty. I mean, even down to the CBA, right? Like, it's so many hurdles that we kind of got to get over before we can even get into the free agency talk. So hopefully we can get on the same page with the league and get the CBA negotiated.
Second question is purely for the fans. If the stud buds are on different teams, do they remain the stud buds?
I mean, I think so, right? I mean, it would be hard, but they got technology where we could try and make it work. But, yeah, it would be hard, though. The reality is it's hard to try and create something like what we created and not be on the same team for sure.
You've talked a lot about just your relationship with Cheryl and coming to the Lynx. I mean, to see her have your back kind of in the way that she did after Game 3, what's that feel like as a player to know that even your coach has your back like that?
I mean, that's who Cheryl is, right? Like, she gonna stand on business. And that's what she do, bruh. Whether that be Fee, whether that be, any one of us, right? She gonna give it up the same way. So that's just who she is.
And Lan has joked quite a few times this year that you guys have been driven by the power of friendship.
For sure.
Just how much has this team meant to you the last 2 years? I mean, it's rare that a group stays together like this.
I mean, man, everything. I think, make it to the finals, make it to the last 4 teams, right? Like, that's something to say about just this group, right? The chemistry, the friendship, right? We go out there and we play for one another. And again, it's just something to be proud of. I'm happy that I was a part of it.
Courtney, you guys talk a lot about friendship and all the vibes that you guys had. Can you tell us one story that stands out to you from inside the locker room or on a bus trip that you'll always harp on for the rest of your life?
Oh, man, you put me on the spot. I don't even know. See, that's something I would have to think about, bro. We done had so many different memories. And then, you got to kind of ask for what you can and cannot say. But we had some great ones, though. We had some great ones for sure.
In your professional basketball career, have you ever played on a team that's been this close, this tight-knit, and like a family?
For sure. When I played in Connecticut, they were my sisters. Me, JJ, Strick, Jazz, AT, T, Dejanay, right? Like, I don't know, bro. I've been blessed. I've been blessed to be on some good teams, bro, where we play for one another for sure.
And then, Courtney, talk about the fans. Minnesota fans have been incredible. You've been here a couple of years now.
Thanks.
What message would you want to give to the fans?
Oh, man, I would just say thank you so much for all the love and the support, right? Like you said, coming into this organization 2 years ago, they didn't have to welcome me the way that they did. I mean, I think even how you see how they welcome Dejanay, right? It's just a breath of fresh air when you have a fan base that's just going to go hard for you. But I do need them to get a little bit more mean, though. Because I think we just Minnesota nice. Like, nah, we got to get a little mean because we go up in these other people's business. They give us the business. They be booing us. So Minnesota fans, man, we need y'all to start booing folks.
Hey, Court, could you just kind of summarize this season for you as far as just the stud buds, the all-star weekend, you're wearing your own merch. I mean,
sure.
when you reflect back on this, like what, if you could describe what this season meant to you as a player, both on and off the court, like how would you describe it?
Oh man, probably the littest. Probably the littest since I done been in this league. Like you said, what me and T did was insane. I think we put ourselves in a position to be able to have a crazy off season. Obviously the basketball aspect of it, to be able to come in with this same group of people and make it to the Final Four teams, like that's something to be proud of. So I don't know, man. This year was crazy, but I loved every minute of it. Oh, for sure. Appreciate y'all.
Hey, BC. I'm sure, everyone will get kind of asked a version of this question, and it was posed to Courtney too, but, just with an off season where everyone's kind of be free agents and things, will probably end up looking different across the league. I mean, what's your mindset kind of going into that? Like, would you like to, stay here if that's in your control? Like, what's kind of your thoughts going into that?
Yeah, it's so hard to know anything because we don't know anything. But obviously, I love Minnesota. I love the Lynx. So would obviously be happy to come back. But again, so much is up in the air, and I know we're just trying to really embrace this time we have together because things are going to look different next year, no matter what happens. So yeah, just embracing this time we have left together.
And then you're someone that's been here since 2019 with Fee, and one of the most tenured, people in the squad. To see her go down like that in game 3, but then kind of rally together as a group. I mean, what does that mean to you as someone who's, been here with her and with this team?
Yeah, it was tough. Obviously the season Fee had leading up to that moment, it was just heartbreaking kind of how it all went down. So just super sad, but we wanted to have Fee's back. That's what we did all season when, players weren't here, players went down. Fee got hurt at one point, Jess going to Eurobasket. We always wanted to step in and play for each other, and that's what we were able to do in game 4. Came short, but yeah, it was just tough. I mean, Fee's an incredible leader, incredible player, one of the best players in this league for a reason, and to see her go down like that just feels like it wasn't supposed to end that way. But, that's kind of, I guess, why you play the game.
Jess, in games 3 and 4, I at least saw a side of you that I hadn't seen. See, you're smiling. You know where we're going here. BC was playing some street ball out there, getting your chest into the game. Where did that come from? Have you always had that edge to you?
I mean, if you haven't seen it from me, there's definitely a reason why it came out in game 3 and 4. I won't back down from competition. If someone's going to say something to me, I'm going to respond. That's kind of how I approach it. I'm not going to start anything, but I'm not going to just lay down and let someone talk to me. So going to respond how I see fit.
VC, this has been kind of a unique group where you've kept the core together for 2 straight seasons here. Just how special has the last 2 years been being on this journey with the same group of people?
Yeah, just incredible. I mean, you see the success on the court, but I know it's been well talked about how special our relationships are, and the locker room and how much fun we have together and the relationships we've built. I think that's what makes these journeys so special. It's like one team wins at the end, but we won in the locker room. We won with the relationships we've built, and I'm really, really thankful for that. Just incredible, and it's rare to get something like this, especially in the professional world. So we're just really, really thankful that, Cheryl, the coaching staff, put a team like that together, of personalities that are also different, but just mix so well together on the court, but most importantly off.
And speaking of Cheryl, I mean, for her to kind of have your guys' back the way she did in game 3, can you just touch on, what she's meant to you and kind of your career as someone who has really started from the bottom of a depth chart and working your way up to where you are now?
Yeah, incredible. I mean, the way Cheryl always has our backs. She's ride or die for us. She's ride or die for the Lynx. She's willing to do whatever she needs to do to help her team be successful. And she's been that way for me 7 years here, coming here in 2019. Like you said, 12th man, end of the bench, to where I am now. She's always saw something in me that maybe I didn't always see in myself, and always believed in me and trusted me and worked with me and pushed me to be the best version of myself on and off the court. I think I've grown so much on the court, of course, but also off the court, and just who I am as a person and coming into my own. So yeah, she's been a huge part of that, a consistent part of my life for the last 7 years. And so she's been incredible. And I've just have a lot to thank her for.
And you are that 7-year vet, and you've been here a while. And now that we have that uncertainty coming into this off season, you're a fan favorite. And so do you have a message to tell the fans?
The fans, Minnesota fans are the best. I knew that coming in here. My rookie year when I was in Connecticut, I did get to play in Target Center when I was on Connecticut. And coming in, I just saw the excitement and the energy in Target Center. And then being on this side of it the last 6.5 years, just so special. Through the highs and the lows, through some bad seasons to where we are now, and to some incredible seasons, always riding with us, feeling their support. It's incredible, and it doesn't go unnoticed, and we appreciate them so much, and they're with us through everything.
Bridget, do you have any idea how your off season is going to shake out? You're going to go play in Europe, play with one rival. What's your plan?
Yeah, I'm going to play in Prague in the off season. I leave in 10 days.
You know, I almost hesitate to ask this, but you know, if there was a game 5, you guys would be on the court having a shoot around, getting ready. Does it feel weird to instead be here talking to us?
Yeah, I prefer not to be here right now, but just kidding, you guys. You guys have been great all season too, so we appreciate you guys.
No offense taken.
Thank you.
One last question. I hope you can hear me from here. If not, we've got bigger problems. A lot has been said by the people, the keyboard warriors of the world, and some members of the media about what happened with Cheryl when she went to defend Fee in the way she did. And all of those people get their takes. But from the player perspective, when Cheryl did what she did, what was your reaction to the level she went to?
That's our coach. She has our back. Cheryl's, like I said before, rocks with us, rides with us, will do anything she needs to do to help us be successful and support us. And that's, you know, that's who she is. And that's why we love her. That's why she's one of the best to coach in this game. And, you know, we just appreciate her a lot. Thanks.
little under the weather now, so sorry. Sorry ahead of time.
Not a lot to ask because you summed everything up after the game. The one thing I'll ask is the last thing I asked BC, which I was just curious about from the team perspective. What happened with Cheryl when she went to defend her team, her player, and eventually was ejected and suspended. Some in the media have written about that, criticized her for it. What do the players think about it?
I mean, I look at like other teams and how long tenured coaches have been in and out and changing and things like that. And Cheryl has really like built this from the ground up, you know, since she got here. And the expectation and the legacy and what she's built in this organization is it all stems from her. Like things have changed and things like that, but the heart and soul of this organization is her. And so when you see her react that way towards something as significant as Napheesa Collier, who is her player and an MVP type of caliber player, and in that situation, you feel for her, you know, because I think it's like a double-edged sword. It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. Our best player went down. She reacted in the only way she knew how, which is her emotions, because she cares about her players who are out on there. She cares about this organization, bringing championship here, and us being at our best. And it's unfortunate, you know, because I would have loved to have her in that last game and things like that. And I know she probably has all of those things swirling around her head as well. But as far as her reaction, I think it's just out of love, care, emotion for the organization that she's poured her heart and soul into. And can't be mad at that as a player. From a player's side, like, and understanding this league, I mean, this is my 12th year, and just she's been here longer than that. So I can't imagine, like, what that feels like when you care about an organization that much. So, and a player's that much. So from a player perspective, it sucks because you want to have your coach there, but you also feel for her and just her reaction because she cares that much.
K-Mac, there's a lot of kind of uncertainty floating around next season, but have you thought about what next year is going to look like for you? Are you planning to be a member of the Lynx, continue playing, or haven't you thought about that yet?
Are you trying to get me in trouble? Or? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Right now, like it's crazy because I'm still like coming down from everything, and this is the most games I've played in a season and ever. And so right now I'm just kind of like still gathering my emotions and my thoughts, and my body is like recovering. I think that's part of why I'm like feeling sick, is everything's just kind of like settling. And there was so many emotions and feelings and ebbs and flows throughout the season. So I'm still going to process all those things. But I mean, I said this to Cheryl the other night, like walking off the court the other day, like I can't imagine feeling like that for another team. You know? So right now, like, that's, like, all I can feel. I can't really process anything until I process those feelings. But, you know, what we've built here, and I just finished my 5th year. It's really changed my career, being here in Minnesota, playing under Cheryl. Revival, whatever everybody wants to say. It's been a big, big part of my journey. And so, of course, like, you think about all those things, and you think about being 33 and, you know, as a vet and somebody who just cares about things differently. You know, I see what's in front of me and what's behind me different than maybe if I was 26 or 27. So you take all those things into consideration. I've really built a home. I have people I consider family here in Minnesota. So you take all those things into consideration and where the journey takes you. You know, if it brings you back to Minnesota, great, you know, but I just really still am just trying to process everything that's occurred like over the last 72 hours.
Could you expand on that relationship a little bit more about just you and Cheryl? I know, you know, you shared a couple kind of touching moments this season with us, but it seems like you and her really have kind of a special bond.
Yeah, I mean, who Cheryl has been for me, like, on the court doesn't compare to who she's been to me off the court. Like, in full disclosure, like, when all that stuff was going on in the beginning of the season and I wasn't in training camp and stuff, there was times where I'd be on the phone with Cheryl for like 3-4 hours at a time. There was one time I was here, I wasn't practicing yet or anything. We sat in her office, we talked for 3 hours. There was a lot of personal things that I was going through that I've only really talked to Cheryl about it and a few of my teammates. And in that decision of like coming back and playing and all those things, like Cheryl was supporting me as a human, not just a basketball player. So it's deeper for me. This whole organization, it's deeper, but it starts with her. And just the relationship we've built. I told her like it's forever. It's not just now or while I'm playing for her. It's forever. So I just have so much respect for who she is as a coach, and it's continued to grow on the human level as I've gotten to know her more. So I'm just really, really grateful to have her on my side and be a part of this organization because it's changed my life. You know, it's been the brightest spot for me over these last 5 years, and it's the people and you know, the same restaurants I go to, my coffee shop, Watershed Spa, it's the whole community that I've really like just grown into and grown to love. And so, yeah, I mean, my relationship with Cheryl is huge, but it's my relationship with Minneapolis as well.
I know you said like still coming down kind of from the emotions of everything, but do you have an idea of like what your off season might look like this year? I know you played last year in Unrivaled, but do you have plans?
Yeah,
or still figuring
I'm
out?
still weighing my options of what I'm gonna do with everything. I really have been telling everybody no because I just really wanted to be so invested in what we were doing here. I wanted my focus to be singular. I will play somewhere. I just don't know where. I don't know what's gonna happen, but we'll see. But right now, it's just like really letting my body rest, recover, seeing my family. I haven't seen anybody. I gotta go back see my parents, my grandparents, and I'm really looking forward to that. I always try to go to a Steelers game with my brother, and just pouring back into the people who consistently support and pour into me when I'm running around all over America playing basketball. So right now it's that, and then getting back to hoops because that's what I love to do.
Did you get to like rib any Vikings fans a little this weekend?
Oh, me and Waylon bet on the game, and I won. So she owes me a bottle of Camus, and I'm excited about that.
Kayla, we know it was an emotional end for you guys. Can you just share what Cheryl maybe said to the team and you guys when you got back to the hotel or maybe the next day and once you guys had a chance to process that game?
Yeah, we all met in one of the ballrooms in the hotel when we got back, and I think her first reaction was she sees what the fans see. She sees why the fans love us so much, like why they because obviously normally she's like in real time and she's correcting our mistakes and things like that. And she kind of is next play mentality. But I think watching the game in totality, she's like, I can see it. I see why the fans are so obsessed with you guys, and why people are so on your side because of how you play and how you show up for each other and support each other. It was crazy. She was like, it was crazy to see on that side, and just like how proud she was of us for continuing to fight for one another. For our fans, I really, 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 like more than anything, wanted a Game 5. I just wanted to have a chance to redeem ourselves in front of our home crowd because they just are one of one. And everybody I talk to, like, they love us down, and we love them down so like 10 times that. And so she was just proud, and obviously it's not the ending that we wanted, but just looking back and understanding what we did in that regular season and how we did it, and just the personalities and the people that we have and the stories that we were able to create and the memories we were able to create. And just in totality, I think her message was just there's so much to be proud of in spite of the ending. It was emotional just because like that group of people in that room, it's regardless of what happens, it's never going to be that exact same way ever again. And an old head like me, like you understand that, you take that in, and that was my emotion at the end of it, because you just understand and you grasp those moments differently as you get older, and you understand that you have less in front of you than behind you. And I think Cheryl was just kind of trying to embody that moment of like just, understand that what we did together was still really special, even if it doesn't feel like it right now, and like the leader she is, And so we were able to just kind of have that moment together, the last moment together. I mean, we'll have our time today with the fans too, which is nice, I think. So yeah, it was rough. It's rough. It's still rough. It's gonna be rough. I mean, but last year was rough too. So it's different type of rough, for sure.
Well, speaking of the fans, so what do you tell the fans? I mean, if you were to tell the fans anything right now, what would you say to them?
I mean, I've been seeing a lot of messages on my. I haven't really like said anything yet besides I posted or whatever. But what do you say to them? I mean, it's hard. I think our relationship is so much different with our fans. I don't know. And it's just like every year, it's like it just continues to grow and grow and grow. And especially like these last 2 years, I think it's just been like we feel them so much. I always talk about it last year, Game 4 of the finals, that whiteout. Like when I say that was probably like my most favorite game of my entire career that I've ever played because of the fans and like it's just so much love, and it's mutual, like deeply mutual, and in pro sports, you know, there's so much like when they're winning and then the bandwagons and this and this, and they stuck with us. We were 0-6, 0-7 in 22, 23. And then we ended up in the playoffs and things like that. And it's kind of just been on the trajectory ever since. But they were there, like, and you remember those moments. And I think that's why it's so deeply ingrained in somebody like me and somebody like Fee, just because they've been through it, all of those moments with us, you know, losing Sil and all those, you know, hard, rough moments, and rebuilding the dynasty or, you know, the group that we have now, and just trying to like work through that. So just like from me, like just thank you for loving us as we are. I think that's a big thing too. They're not asking us to be anything else besides us, and we're not asking them to be anybody but them. We love them down, and they continue to support us. And it's like the same fans that you see like when you're walking off after warm-ups, and just how much they love us. You know, a bar of their own. Like this whole community is so special, so impactful, and they carry us through a lot of rough times. So, like for me, it's just love and thankful and gratefulness. Especially at the pro sports level, women's basketball level, I think there's just a consistency of just showing up and loving us down. Like, it's priceless. Yep. Oh, that's it? Wow.
Thank you all for your time today. I have prepared a statement that I would like to make before taking any questions. All right. So first of all, I'd like to congratulate the Mercury for advancing to the finals. And I want to be clear, this conversation is not about winning or losing. It's about something much bigger. The real threat to our league isn't money, it isn't ratings, or even missed calls, or even physical play. It's the lack of accountability from the league office. Since I've been in the league, you've heard the constant concerns about officiating, and it has now reached levels of inconsistency that plague our sport and undermine the integrity in which it operates. Whether the league cares about the health of the players is one thing, but to also not care about the product we put on the floor is truly self-sabotage. Year after year, the only thing that remains consistent is the lack of accountability from our leaders. Sorry, I had to walk here in my boot. I'm kind of out of breath. The league has a buzzword that they've rolled out as talking points for the CBA as to why they can't pay the players what we're worth. That word is sustainability. But what's truly unsustainable is keeping a good product on the floor while allowing officials to lose control of games. Fans see it every night. Coaches, both winning and losing, point it out every night in pregame and postgame media. Yet leadership just issues fines and looks the other way. They ignore the issues that everyone inside the game is begging to be fixed. That is negligence. At Unrivaled this past February, I sat across from Kathy and asked how she planned to address the officiating issues in our league. Her response was, well, only the losers complain about the refs. I also asked how she planned to fix the fact that players like Caitlin, Angel, and Paige, who are clearly driving massive revenue for the league, are making so little for their first 4 years. Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court, because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything. And in that same conversation, she told me players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them. That's a mentality driving our league from the top. We go to battle every day to protect a shield that doesn't value us. The league believes it succeeds despite its players, not because of them. I have the privilege of watching my husband run a league where he has to balance 100 different things at once. I won't pretend the job is easy, but even with all of that on his plate, he always takes the time to reach out to players when he sees an injury, whether it's Unrivaled or even during the WNBA season. That is what leadership looks like. It's the human element. It's basic integrity, and it's the bare minimum any leader should embody. This year alone, I've gotten calls, texts, and well wishes from so many players across the league. Those moments remind me that sometimes there are things bigger than the results than this game we play. But do you know who I haven't heard from? Kathy. Not one call, not one text. Instead, the only outreach has come from her number 2 telling my agent that she doesn't believe physical play is contributing to injuries. That is infuriating. And it's the perfect example of the tone-deaf, dismissive approach that our leaders always seem to take. I've finally grown tired. For too long, I have tried to have these conversations in private, but it's clear there is no intention of accepting there's a problem. The league has made it clear it isn't about innovation, it isn't about collaboration, it's about control and power. I've earned this platform and I've paid the price to get here, and now I have a responsibility to speak on behalf of the fans and everyone in this league that deserves better. Our leadership's answer to being held accountable is to suppress everyone's voices by handing out fines. I'm not concerned about a fine. I'm concerned about the future of our sport. At some point, everyone deserves to hear the truth from someone who I hope has earned the benefit of the doubt to fight for what is right and fair for our athletes and our fans. We have the best players in the world. We have the best fans in the world. But right now, we have the worst leadership in the world. If I didn't know exactly what the job entailed, maybe I wouldn't feel this way. But unfortunately for them, I do. We serve a league that has shown they think championship coaches and Hall of Fame players are dispensable, and that's fine, it's professional sports. But I will not stand quietly by and allow different standards to be applied at the league level. Thank you. Yes, again, I want to be clear, this is not about winning and losing. People, coaches, players, winning and losing are complaining about these same things. And again, the league talks about sustainability. This is about sustainability. How are you going to protect your players? How are you going to make sure that we have the best product on the floor night after night when it's so inconsistent and people are getting hurt left and right? I'm sure that they will find me. I mean, it seems like anything with free speech is fine now. So,
5 minutes before you walked in here, the WNBA sent another press release announcing more money, more TV rights deals that they just secured. Do you think it's a little premature to announce all the money they're making when they haven't come to a deal with the people that play the game on the floor on their behalf?
I mean, it's something that they continue to do. And, you know, but in the same breath, they cry that they don't have enough money to pay the players, that they don't have the sustainability to pay the players when they're selling teams for $300 million, when valuations are going up to almost $500 million. Like, it doesn't make sense to us. It's why we're fighting so hard in our CBA and what we're going to continue to fight for.
At what point between, you know, the end of the season and today did you decide that, like, that was how you wanted to open this and, you know, you wanted to prepare something like that?
You know, I think obviously, like, this is something that we've been talking about for a really long time, but I think just seeing, like, the response as well, just hearing over and over and over again, we have the best refs in the world, we don't have a problem, you know, none of the injuries are due to physicality in the way that we're reffing. It's an insult to my intelligence, honestly. I've played this game for my entire life, and you think that I don't know what it looks like, how when it's played the way it's supposed to be played. And whether the league believes it has a problem or not, just even acknowledging it to the players would be a step in the right direction. There is clearly a problem. People across the board, coaches, players, winning, losing, fans, everyone can see that there's a problem. Accepting that is the first stage. Like in any support group you go to, acceptance is the first stage. If they could just accept that and say it to us and then put a plan in place to make changes, that would go a long way, just even in the perception of how this is being handled.
Because of who you are in this league, this is obviously going to be a big moment. A lot of people are going to talk about this statement. What does this mean for the future of the relationship between the players and the league with potentially lockout conversation happening?
I mean, as I said, these are conversations that I've been having in private, and I think it's time that people know what's happening, the way that the league is not valuing us the way that we need to be valued. You know, a lot of us in leadership have seen that as we're in these negotiations, but, you know, as time goes on and these things keep happening, I think it just is time for some of these things to come to light. Some of these statements are absurd, so.
Are you speaking for yourself, or do you feel like you're speaking for...
I'm speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for anyone else. I'm sure other people feel this way. But I want to be clear. Like, I'm speaking for myself. This is how I feel.
Do you think Kathy underestimates the platform that some of you guys already have on your own?
Based on some of the statements she makes, I would say yes. Not just since I got hurt. This is something that has been talked about for years, but yes.
Do you feel like the transparency, I mean, you've mentioned bringing these things to light, officials especially, I mean, you can't even look up box score stats on officials like in any other sport. How much is like the transparency of this league an issue just for it to move forward?
It's a huge issue. I mean, we have no idea what the checks and balances are. We have no idea what goes on. I mean, coaches have to send in a review after every game, like on an official. I don't see how it has any relevance to what happens to an official. So that's super frustrating.
More kind of like a Lynx-centric of it. I mean, there's going to be a lot of questions with the CBA and all of that going forward. Have you thought about what your future is going to look like, whether it's in Minnesota or elsewhere?
Honestly, I'm super focused on the CBA right now. I mean, Cheryl knows how much I love playing for her. The city of Minnesota, or the state of Minnesota, I hope knows how much I love playing here. But right now, I'm so focused on the CBA that I haven't thought about it.
What is the next step of the CBA for you and the rest of the league, and how do you guys plan to approach this before hopefully a lockout?
We're just working really hard to, you know, make sure that we are putting ourselves in the best position to negotiate for what we think is fair. We have a lot of meetings internally, making sure that we're all on the same page, that we're all in lockstep for this, and yeah, just making sure that we're all super aligned. Face-to-face, no. We have a lot of Zoom meetings just because I'm sure now that the season is over, we'll set one of those, but it's just hard, especially at the end of the season.
How do you best explain why you're sitting here right now and not preparing for another series? I mean, 2 Sundays ago, you win Game 1 against Phoenix. Clearly, if you had played Game 4, that might have changed the outcome. But what the heck changed in the course of a week?
I mean, dropping that game too, Phoenix just outplayed us. I mean, again, credit to Phoenix. Congratulations to them for making to the finals. They outplayed us in this series. Of course, like, do I wish that we had all our healthy players, and do I hope the outcome would be different? Yes, but there's a lot of teams that can say that. And so, really, I mean, they played better than us in this series. They won the game. And again, to be clear, this statement is not about that. It's not about us winning and losing games. So I give credit to Phoenix for how they played in the series.
Yeah, before we forget about this, your left ankle, we didn't get a whole lot of details about how badly hurt it is. What exactly was the diagnosis, and could you have played if you guys advanced to the finals?
I couldn't have played. It was almost the exact same injury as my other ankle, actually. So I had a couple torn ligaments, torn shin muscle, but no broken bones, which is good. We do. We are really transparent with the players. For example, I mean, the one-on-one tournament that we had was so physical the first day. So we had a meeting with the players and the refs, you know, having a meeting about how it should be officiated, how we want to clean it up. We had several meetings throughout the season with the players about what they liked, what they didn't, what they thought about the officiating, just trying to be as transparent as possible, and then making those fixes in real time. So even the second day of the one-on-one tournament, it was reffed completely differently. Throughout the season, it started getting ref differently when we started getting feedback and seeing the physicality. So, yes.
And then how would you contrast that with what Kathy always says about how the WNBA officials are always undergoing training and evaluation, but yet nothing ever seems to change?
I mean, you said it. Nothing ever seems to change.
Do you think the WNBA needs their own set of officials where they are full-time members of the WNBA, where their focus is on you guys during the season and the off-season?
I don't know what needs to happen. To be honest, I think, first of all, you have to invest in things that you want to be better. So if we want to have good officials who aren't using the WNBA as a stepping stone to get to the NBA, we have to pay them accordingly. I mean, right now, a lot of our officials are making more than the rookies. Like, that's not saying that the officials should make less. We should make more, and they should also be making more. If we want quality people and officials and everything, you have to invest in those areas. And so I think that's probably something that they should look at. I think we have the most power that we've ever had in the history of sport, in the history of women's sports, in the history of our specific sport. You know, all this money that they're talking about is non-existent without the players. We hold all of the cards. So yes, I do think that we have the power to do that. Does anybody want to do that? No. We want to play the sport that we love. Of course we want to play. We want to get paid. But we have to stand on our principles, and we have to stand for what is fair and what is right. And that's something that we're not going to budge on. It was amazing. This season, just something we've talked about for 2 years is how incredible this group of people is. You know, obviously it was a season of a lot of highs and lows, but I would not want to go through it with anyone but these people that I have behind me. It's really like a sisterhood, and you don't find that in professional sports. Like this camaraderie and this feeling that no matter what, you have my back, and I have, and they have mine, and just, yeah, I just can't say enough good things about this team and the way that we stick together. And yeah, it's just a really special group. I would just say thank you. I mean, year after year, we talk about how amazing the fans are, how incredible their supporting us has been, and they never waver in that. So I would just say thank you for making it so special to play here. Sorry we couldn't get it done, but I hope that you guys know that we gave it our all and that we had an amazing time doing it.
Hey, Lan. If everyone in here is kind of furiously typing, I mean, Fee was just in here and gave a statement. Is that something that you guys as teammates was aware that, you know, she had prepared for today?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we back everything.
I mean, for you, you know, playing in that series, and you know, I know that lots was made about, you know, the physicality. Was that something that, you know, was something that factored in, you think, to your play or your assessment of kind of how things went?
Yeah, I mean, I think just in general, this season was really physical, and so it's kind of something that we expected going into the playoffs, that there was going to be that extra level of physicality, and that we just had to expect it. And you know, you guys saw how it went down, and how not only our series has been played with other series.
And then, you know, I know that this season is still kind of like coming down from all the emotions, but do you have, you know, plan of what this offseason might look like for you playing, you know, going home, what that kind of looks like?
Yeah, I'm going back to Australia, spend a little bit of time there, and then it's up in the air. I think there's some opportunities that I have, but I think I've got some time to think, reflect, and then decompress as well from this last. And so whatever comes up next.
Can you move a little closer?
Yeah, sure.
Lan, do you have any like immediate kind of thoughts or reactions to, I mean, your contract is also up at the end of the season and potentially returning to the Lynx next year?
Yeah, I think you will hear the same sentiment from every player on this team, is that we loved playing here, not only just with this organization, but for the city of Minneapolis and the state of Minnesota. And just the way that this organization treats players, and the staff as well, and just the level of professionalism. Like, I think being a part of a team like this, anyone would be lucky to be a part of it. But we're all free agents. There's so much uncertainty going into next year, so you just have to be ready for anything.
I also want to get your thoughts just on Cheryl. I mean, she had your guys' back in Game 3, to say the least. You've spoken a couple times just on what your relationship with her has been like, but to see her kind of to that extent of having your back, what did that mean for you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever had a coach that has gone that hard for me. And so, or for us as a team in general. And so it just builds on that like level of trust that you have in a coach, like knowing like the things she's willing to sacrifice to support us, and make sure that we play our best, but also get what we deserve as well. Like, she's behind us 100%. And so that just creates like another level of trust and like a really, really good relationship with a coach.
And I just wanted to ask, I mean, how you play, I mean, you're often getting knocked to the ground. Just how is your body kind of holding up? How are you feeling after that series?
Yeah, I mean, better than I was last year, that's for sure. But no, I mean, I'm dealing with aches and pains and ongoing stuff. I think, like I said, this season in particular was very physical in general, and then you add in the extra level of desperation that the playoffs brings. I think everybody's feeling it, and you know, we played extra games this year too, and so yeah, everyone's body is kind of feeling that toll that takes, and I'm lucky because I get a chance to kind of rest and recuperate for a couple of months, or I don't know how long. Not everyone is in the same boat as me. Some people still need to supplement and are going overseas. But I think, yeah, the end of a season, you always wait a couple days and then things hit you mentally first, and then the physical hits and you're like, gosh, this sucks. So yeah, I'm still waiting for that one to hit. Yeah, no worries.
Alana, it sounds like the the officiating thing is just one of several things that players might be unsatisfied with. And I'm wondering, and I asked this of Napheesa, but you guys are very popular right now. Mm-hmm. You have a lot of stars. The quality is excellent. Do you feel like the players feel like they have the power to really not accept something they don't want when the CBA goes to the table?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think the players are a big part of why this league has been successful. They need us. And so the best case scenario is that we can all work together. And that's what we're hoping for. But if that isn't the case, then we will have to extend our right and option to use that power. And I think we do have that. And so if it comes to that point, then we will do it.
And with the way the last season and this season ended up, and you've been here now for a while, if there was any message that you had for the fans, what would you tell them?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you play in a city for 1 year, like, you definitely feel the love. But what I've noticed in this second year is that just like how dedicated our fans are to us, and just how special this fan base is to this team. I think like the support that we've received from Minnesota and the people from this state has been unbelievable. And I felt it just on a personal level, like I've had the chance to get out in the community a little bit and be amongst the community, and like I just feel so much love from all aspects. And I think like it's really special to be able to be a part of a team and a fan base where you can feel that, and it's always positive. Like I've never received any negative feedback. And so I think, like I said, very special. We love the Minnesota fans, and we couldn't get it done, but they were a big part of why we were able to get as far as we were able to get.
What's your favorite memory of being in Minnesota?
Oh, my favorite memory. Gosh, I just think like home games, like just the way the Target Center was packed, and like the support that we received at home games, like, yeah, it's second to none. Like I loved playing in Target Center in front of our fans, and I think like it's going to be hard to beat.
we want to tell them that. We want to tell them how special it is and how special they are. And they're a huge part of everything we've been the last 2 seasons. And so I'm proud of us. No, we didn't reach our goal. We'll certainly have plenty of time to dive into all the ways that we can improve. But, today, I feel immensely proud of our team.
What were like those 24, 48 hours like for you this weekend, like watching a season like that, end from afar?
I mean, obviously not easy. That's probably an understatement. I think, the leadership makes their decisions, and unprecedented response. Those are things you can't anticipate when you're in the moment. I think for me, being a principled person, there are things that I care deeply about, and that's my players' health and safety. That's the fairness to our organization. And when those things are challenged, if I'm not going to speak up, who's going to? And so I feel a great responsibility to that end. I wish I was with the team in the last game, but obviously not. And so it was hard, really hard. I was proud of them. I was really proud of them. Wasn't a smooth season for us necessarily. It wasn't like, everything went our way. We had to overcome a lot. And so for the season to finish that way was actually pretty fitting. But we just couldn't quite. We wanted that game 5 pretty bad, and we just couldn't get it done. I was really proud of our staff, Eric, Rebecca, and Way, and the rest of them. They were just, everybody tried, and it just I felt bad that I wasn't actually in the trenches with them.
This is kind of the one opportunity we get to talk to you where you don't have to have basketball on your mind or the next game on your mind. And I want to take the opportunity, as you said, and full disclosure, I wear 2 hats. I cover this team, and I'm a huge fan. Kayla McBride shared something with us that seemed very personal about how there for her you were at the beginning of the season when she had some uncertainty, and that you had spoken on the phone for hours or in your office for hours. I think as a fan, even though we didn't know that, we feel that there's something special about this that we get invited into. So can you just talk about, I don't know if it's what's behind the Lynx and what you have built, if it's the women's game, just having fans kind of be there for all of it, through the hard times, the great times, the best teams, the not best teams, the rebuilds, they're still there. Yep. I see the same people at those games that I saw 15 years ago.
Yep. And so
my question and my speech, yes. So sorry. So my question is just that totality of it. And this is just the time where you really get to reflect and say what you think about those things and not be thinking about the next game.
Yeah, no, I mean, every season, we say it every chance we get. I mean, and the players say it. I think it's more important how they feel about this community and the community of fans that support them. Matter of fact, I just finished with K-Mac before I came in here, and it fills them up in ways that they can't imagine, the same way that we fill them up. And a lot of stories are shared that, maybe somebody's going through something and how the Lynx got them through it. Well, it's the same thing we go through. When we have life struggles, life hits us in ways that maybe we were unprepared for, and we need to be filled up and supported. We're there for each other. So what we do for countless Lynx fans, it's beyond a joy of watching us play. It's a connection, and it is special. I think if you build a team in that way, what people can identify, and there's a courage and a confidence to share your story.